Hey guys, questionable lock back here. March Madness Tournament Challenge. I'm Carson Marsh,
I'm Sebastian Atashi.
and we are going to go through every March Madness game and talk about why we like them. Like everyone knows, this tournament is full of wild cards, a bunch of stuff that can happen that no one really knows is going to happen. So we're going to just go through some of our quick fire impressions for every game. Seb, let's start. Gonzaga versus, I don't know who they're versing. Who are you taking?
Gonzaga.
Yeah, we're gonna have to go
Move
with
on.
Gonzaga.
Move on.
I mean, not number one seed. Got to go with Gonzaga. Oklahoma versus Missouri, 8 versus 9. Who are you taking?
I like Oklahoma. The schedule they played in the Big 12 should help them out a lot in this one.
Yeah, Oklahoma. Creighton versus the Gauchos, UCSB, the team you're wearing and you're doning on your hat. Are you fading your boys? You're going with them?
Absolutely not. See y'all in the Sweet 16. That's all I got to say.
I got to go with Creighton. McDermott as the coach. I got into some fiasco
Creighton.
earlier this year. Had to apologize, but going with Creighton.
That
Virginia.
was like
What?
That was like this month, low key.
Yeah, anyways. 5th seed versus 12th seed. 4 seed versus 12 seed. Virginia, Ohio. Who are you taking?
Ohio. Jason Preston is the truth. The truth. Ohio.
I'm taking Virginia, 4 seed, won 2 years ago. I don't know if technically if they win this year, it's a repeat, but fuck COVID. USC versus Drake now. USC 6 seed versus 11. Who you got?
I got the Trojans. I think good team, solid team. They'll get it done. Fight on.
Fight on. Evan Mobley, top 3 pick, legend. Looks like an NBA player. I mean, you get the impression when you watch him like that. Kansas versus East Washington. Who are you taking?
Kansas, obviously a little tough break with COVID in the Big 12 tournament, but solid team. Bill Self's teams, they know how to get it done, at least in the first couple rounds.
I'm taking East Washington. I like their mascot. They got this red bird. I think they would destroy a Jayhawk if they were to be pitted against one another.
Good fight. We should have done
it. Would be a good fight. It would be a good fight. But I'm gonna take East Washington for that reason alone. Oregon versus VCU.
Oregon, hashtag back the pack. That's what I better hear out of you.
I'll take Oregon. Pac-12 after dark. I love it. So we're going with Oregon. Iowa versus Grand Canyon.
I fucking hate Iowa, but I'm sorry to the Antelopes. I got to go with Iowa.
I'm going to have to take Iowa too. I think the Grand Canyon is a beautiful place. I've never been there actually, but I think Iowa, they are a hawk. So I think a hawk would swoop into a Grand Canyon and do some stuff.
No, they're the Antelopes. They're the Antelopes.
Oh, okay. Well, then maybe I got to switch. Actually, I'm going to go with Grand Canyon. I'm going to take Grand Canyon over an Antelope, to be honest. I think a Grand Canyon with the amount of just sheer environment, I'm going to have to take it.
That's so facts.
Michigan versus Texas Southern.
Michigan.
Yeah, I'll take Michigan too. Second leading scorer out with COVID. And we'll see how far they get, but they're going to beat the 16th seed in Texas Southern. LSU versus the St. Bonaventure boys.
St. Bonaventure is extremely good. Very good year for them. LSU just has too much talent. 2 first-team All-SEC players, a second-team All-SEC player. They just don't try on defense sometimes. So, I mean, it's the tournament. I feel like they have to this time. Like, you know.
St. Bonaventure's a +1 underdog. LSU losing to 1 to Alabama in the SEC tournament. I'm going to take St. Bonaventure. I think they take this game. Colorado versus Georgetown, 5th seed versus a 12th seed.
Georgetown obviously coming off that improbable win. I think they might even still have a losing record on 13-12 now. But Boulder, a terrible loss for them to Oregon State. That's a good team. I think they get it done.
Yeah, Boulder is a good team. McKinney, good player. Back to pack. Take Colorado on that. Florida State versus UNC Greensboro.
Florida State, one of the best coached teams in the nation. They get the job done on the boards. That's a sneaky team. Might see them in the Elite 8.
Losing to Jordan Usher and Georgia Tech in the ACC championship. I'm going to take Florida State. Just quick shout out Jordan Usher. That's all we got to say there.
That dude went to USC, huh?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. BYU versus Michigan State or UCLA. Game may be playing right now.
Starts in about an hour. If Michigan State wins, I take them. If BYU wins, I take them, I think.
I'm going to take BYU.
I mean, if UCLA wins, I take BYU over UCLA. But yeah, I'll take Michigan State over BYU.
Fair enough. BYU, Mormons, we'll take BYU. Yeah, Brigham Young. Texas versus Abigail Christian or Abel Christian. Abigail Christian. Who are you taking?
Texas is legit. Jericho Sims, my goodness, mini Jared Allen. They got guys all over the place, guys that can score, seniors. I like them in my Final Four, so I definitely have them winning this game.
I like Abigail Christian. I don't know why. Abigail sounds like a good person.
You can't pick him and disrespect him like that by not even getting the name right.
Well, Abigail, I think
You
she'll be
gotta
fine.
ride for him. You gotta ride for
I
him.
think Abigail is going to have a big run in this tournament. We'll see. UConn versus Maryland.
UConn gets it done. I think it's a tough matchup for Maryland. And UConn is a very solid team. 7 might be a little underseeded, so I like them in that one.
I like UConn as well. Alabama versus Iona.
Rick Pitino, obviously one of the best coaches in college basketball, one of the best coaches in basketball in general. Alabama too talented this year, and I think they get the job done. But I think
great team. Alabama's a great team. Rick Pitino taking them to strip clubs and casinos is what a wise man once said. So I'm gonna have to take Alabama. Rick Pitino, though, quick shout out Rick Pitino. Strippers, hopefully I don't get canceled. Houston versus Cleveland State.
We're going for bottom up. Houston, very good, very solid defensive team. They will lock the shit out of worse teams, and I think that's what's going to happen in their first round game.
Got Houston
winning it all, so
I'm going to be
great mascot battle. Cougars.
Yeah, true. Yeah, Cleveland State. I mean, Cleveland. Not many people like Cleveland, so we're going to go with Houston there. Clemson versus Rutgers.
Rutgers. I'm taking Rutgers in this one. I think Clemson has been pretty overrated all year. Rutgers has a tough Big Ten schedule that's getting them prepared for this, and they can really lock up on defense. So I like this 10-7, and I'm going with Rutgers.
West Virginia versus Morehead State. Oh, I'm actually also going with Rutgers. West Virginia versus Morehead State.
Morehead State is not. West Virginia just presses the hell out of people. It's exactly the kind of game kind of team where they take advantage of these mistakes. Mountaineers ride through pretty easily, I think.
San Diego State versus. Oh, I'm also taking West Virginia. San Diego State versus Syracuse.
Y'all know I'm a little biased, but I'm rocking with the Aztecs. Syracuse plays a zone, and I think SDSU has the shooters to beat it. It's obviously going to be a very good game, but can't pick against my dogs.
Yeah, I also like San Diego State there. Oklahoma State with the number 1 pick and Cade Cunningham versus Liberty, one of the best 3-point defending teams in the whole tournament.
That's all you have to say. Cade Cunningham. Next.
I'll take Liberty.
Majority
of Oklahoma State shots come from 3. Excuse me. Sorry
for that. No one can no one can guard him. No, if it comes down to the last 5 minutes,
no one can guard him. But that's the problem. He's the only player on the floor. I feel like they could literally put 3 guys on him. And
Avery Anderson's nice. Hey, Oklahoma State might make some. He's so good though.
Liberty always makes runs. Just saying. Everyone likes Liberty. Freedom, Liberty. Everyone loves that.
The Eagles.
Tennessee versus Oregon State.
It's a tough one because I think Oregon State got a little lucky. But
they didn't face USC. That's why they got lucky.
Well, USC can't beat Colorado for whatever reason. But I think I got to go with Tennessee on this one. Although I do have some dogs in Oregon State. I hope y'all aren't listening, but I'm going with Tennessee.
I kind of like Oregon State in this one. Pac-12 champions. And that's why.
They're good though. They just
Loyola, Chicago, or Georgia Tech.
ACC Player of the Year, Moses Wright, is out, confirmed for this first round game. So even all the more reason to go with the Ramblers and Sister Jean. Loyola Chicago gets the job done.
There you go, Sister Jean. We're taking Loyola Chicago. Illinois versus Drexel. Drexel sounds like a sunscreen brand.
Drexel Dragons, though. That's pretty.
Versus the Fighting ILI. The Fighting I and Live Nine. I'm gonna have to take the Fighting Illini against the Dragons. I just think the Fighting Illini have it. They have what it takes.
Exactly.
Okay, moving on to the South thing. Baylor versus Hartford.
Baylor Bears.
Yeah, Baylor, too good. Lost to Kansas, but other than that, I mean, they look freaking electric.
Yeah, and they lost to.
What are you gonna say?
I said they lost to the GOAT. Understandable though.
Yeah, understandable. North Carolina versus Wisconsin. I think it's like an even game.
I have North Carolina.
North Carolina?
I'll take Wisconsin. I just really don't like Wisconsin either, the way they play and all that bullshit.
Okay. I'll take Wisconsin. Villanova versus Winthrop.
Winthrop, a popular upset pick. Villanova, obviously, without their starting point guard and leader, Colin Gillespie, out with a torn MCL. But Jay Wright, too good of a coach. Villanova, too solid of a program, I think, to lose in this one.
I think Winthrop wins.
They could.
I actually think I was one of the only ones who had that, but I guess my popular upset pick will be the Winthrop Eagles versus the Villanova Vs, or whatever the V. That's all I know. Purdue versus North Texas.
I also hate Purdue, but I'm picking Purdue.
Yeah, I hate Purdue. I'm taking North Texas. They're like the mean green or something. They're
Yeah,
probably mean. They're probably mean. They're probably green.
Green like fighting machine or something.
Purdue, P. Yeah, who likes Purdue? Like Drew Brees. Shout out Drew Brees. Other than that, nah. North. Yeah, he played at Purdue. Texas Tech versus Utah State. If I'm wrong, someone call me out on it, but he played at Purdue. I'm almost sure.
This is a really tough one for me. I think that Utah State is very solid, very good, but I think I just got to go with Texas Tech.
Yeah,
They're really good defensively, and both teams really good defensively. Texas Tech a little more talented offensively, so I'm gonna go with them.
I think the best way to analyze this game is by looking at Texas Tech, Patrick Mahomes, and then Utah State's Jordan Love. I mean, who would you want to build your franchise around? I think it's everybody's probably wondering when looking at this game.
Nemeth Keita is a problem. Utah State, people's eyes are gonna open when they see that man play. He is legit. That's an NBA player right there.
Well, now you're making me change my mind. Maybe Jordan Love is the guy you want to build around.
Oh, I also picked Texas Tech, but
Texas Tech, big run 2 years ago. I didn't really see them coming.
Exactly.
They came. They used to have a face of a coach in Cliff Kingsbury. And he spurned USC. We are not high on Cliff Kingsbury. I'll tell you that.
Neither is Kyler Murray, probably.
Yeah, Cliff. Whatever, Cliff. Take your Cardinals. Arkansas versus Colgate.
Colgate lost one time on the year, but they've only played they've actually only played 5 or 6 teams. They've played teams 4 times. My friend is on one of those teams that they played and blew out a bunch. I think they beat him by 20. He says Colgate's good, but they're not beating Arkansas. I'm rocking with him.
I'm going Colgate. Colgate.
23-1.
I love the toothpaste. I think Colgate, they have great toothpaste, make my teeth white. I'm going to have to go with Colgate. And yeah, well, they're going on a big run for me. So we're going to go to the next game, Florida versus Virginia Tech.
I like Florida in this one. I don't like either of these teams, honestly. It's a bad game, but I think Florida gets it done. They're just a little too talented.
I'm going to take Virginia Tech as a little upset pick, but they're +1 on the line. I think Virginia Tech, I think they could beat Ohio State too. If Ohio State beats Oral Roberts, who I think they will, because Oral Roberts sounds like a doctor or something. Or like an oral surgeon. I don't really know. Oral Roberts, but I think Ohio State.
Colgate, Sweet 16 matchup, battle of the day.
Could be an electric matchup.
Man.
I mean, God, if Oral Roberts and Virginia Tech were to meet, and Oral Roberts blew them out, and then they face Colgate. Oral Roberts versus Colgate would be the most electric matchup. The amount of ticket sales, if COVID wasn't a thing, would probably go through the roof. Absolutely. Because it's Oral Roberts. He's a doctor. And then you got Colgate, who's a toothpaste. That would be electric.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, every week of this tournament, Questionable Lock is going to break down the next round. But just for a little sneak peek, Seb, let's get your Final Four.
Final Four, coming out of the West region, the number 1 seed, undefeated, tend to always choke, but like I've been saying all year, Jalen Suggs, the difference maker, Gonzaga. Coming down from the East, we talked about them. I like Texas. I've watched 4 or 5 of their games this year. I think they're very legit if they're playing well, if they're clicking. I like Texas coming out of there. On the top, from the South region, my champion right now, who I have winning the whole thing, the Baylor Bears. Very talented all around. They can lock. They can score. They're playing with a chip on their shoulder also. They got that second number 1 seed. I think they come out hot. Lastly, from the Midwest, another 1 seed. This was a tough one, but I think Illinois is just very, very good. Kofi Cockburn is going to be the X factor for them. He is Shaq against college kids. If he's not in foul trouble, if he's playing well, he is way too dominant for anyone to stop him on their way to the Final Four. So I like Gonzaga, Texas, Baylor, Illinois. Gonzaga, Baylor meet in the championship battle of the 1 seeds, the matchup we didn't get to see earlier in the year. Remember, we were going to talk about that game. We did talk about that game, got postponed due to COVID. We finally get it. Baylor 85-77 in the championship. Lock it in.
Bam, lock it in. You sound pretty confident with that. I got Florida State versus Abigail Christian. Florida State, unfortunately, beats Abigail Christian, advances to the Final Four. They face Gonzaga. And then on the other end, we got Baylor versus Houston. I got Gonzaga over Houston, 79-74. Lock it in. like you said, Jalen Suggs, absolute beast. I mean, Gonzaga, they have been primed to do well in the tournament for what, the last 5 years?
But that's the thing, they're undefeated. If they would have lost once in the year, I would have picked them easily.
Yeah,
But
I mean, hey, the amount of times an undefeated team can go that far is, not a lot of times. But that's why, you got to pick a team like Abigail Christian.
19
Abigail,
is the last.
Abigail Christian. That's all you got to say. I would love to throw Colgate in the Final Four. I have them going far. They lose to Baylor though, but I think all this is going to change in the coming weeks. As far as some good bets for the audience / whoever is listening to this, I like Abigail Christian +9. I love them. +9. I think they're fantastic. They're -120 right now. Get Abigail, Abilene, whoever you want to call them at that line. Liberty +7. Gotta love Liberty. Colgate +8. I know you'll disagree with me with Virginia Tech +1. Other than that, popular upset pick Winthrop +6.5. Got North Texas +7.5. Wisconsin +1.5. There's a lot of good lines this week.
Got her +230 money line. Hammer. Most.
Oh wait, Creighton. I mean, you're gonna fade the McDermott.
I am not fading. I'm just supporting my school where my money goes, my gauchos, Wait,
Yeah.
this is our
you're not smart enough for it.
Hey, we're legit. We are legit. We got good ass players. Ja'Cory is an NBA type talent. I'm not even no cap. Zero cap.
Wow. Okay.
See us in the Sweet 16.
I thought you guys just had a surf team, but other than that, I guess you guys do have a basketball team. So yeah, I think you're talking about SC. But other than that, SC getting far. Hopefully, we will see. But other than that, those are the lightning quick predictions from the first round, the round of 62 with the 362 teams. If any of us win the $1 billion, we will donate it all to Bill Gates Foundation of inserting microchips into vaccines. That is Question on the Lock's promise to everybody.
So much money. It just will no one will ever do that. Ever. I don't think.
Also, who's given the $1 billion? Because I thought it was Warren Buffett, but I don't know if anybody
are they still doing that?
Has checked up with him. Can we get a check on Warren Buffett?
He's alive still, yeah?
Yeah, no, he's alive. He's eating McDonald's every day. He has McDonald's coffee. 99-cent coffee like every day. Says you pay more than 99 cents for a coffee, you're full. Kind of agree. $6 coffee is pretty expensive. Anyways, Abigail Christian, lock it in. I am slamming Abigail. Let's go. Other than that, I think that settles it. We got some more content coming out on the site, more special guests on the way. Hopefully Steve Mace can grace us with his presence once again. But stay tuned, check the website, check the videos, check everything. And hopefully our insight campaign reaches you soon. You know what they say? Abigail is a lock. Questionable locks on deck for you guys. I'm Carson Marsh.
I'm Sebastian Natashi. Go fucking Gauchos.
Go Gauchos, go SC, go Abigail Christian.